Can you believe the amount of satsumers on this year-old tree? We are just stoked over this, y'all. And I think we're gonna have one to try by tomorrow. But yeah, we wasn't expecting this. Happy Sunday morning, y'all. What'd you think of that satsumer tree? Y'all, I've been watching that. I was like, them things gonna shrivel up. They ain't shriveled up. So they may be a little tangy, but I cannot wait. I want to pluck that one like this morning, but I'm going to give it one more day. But I'm sitting out here on the edge very carefully to the strawberry bed. But I'm out here. Oh, look what just caught my eye. Love, love, love that we are seeing our first, I would say, fall colors. In Louisiana, you really go from green to brown. I mean, you know, but no, we actually have fall colors. But I'm out here to show y'all the dirt. Remember I told y'all the other day that Mr. Jim came and dumped off? And then we're gonna do a little walkthrough of the garden or the greenhouse. And guys, I don't know what we're gonna do because right now the garage door is still being worked on. Things didn't go as smooth yesterday as we had planned. But we don't know what we're going to do. We just got a notice about 30 minutes ago that now we are in the slight moving to enhanced risk, as in the bullseye, of Dixie Alley being hit possibly with hail and tornadoes tomorrow. We're dead in that. So we've got to get the garage taken care of. That's a necessity. And then after that, we're going to have to figure out how to quickly cover the outside plants. What do we have? Some Brussels sprouts, broccoli, and a few cabbage. Yeah, we'll have to find our hoops. And that's if, you know, Tom doesn't get away from us because he's working on that garage door. But I'm going to show you the dirt. And I also went ahead and picked all the red peppers that he has. Those are those Thai chilies. I went ahead and picked all of them, and I'm going to go ahead. I think I got enough to make a jar, and I promised y'all that I would show you how I'm going to put it up. I'll probably get, you know, a pint jar. But let's look at my dirt. It's the mushroom compost. Remember, we always have 3/4 mushroom compost with 1/4 of sand, and it works for us. But look at this. And there you have it. I am just tickled pink, y'all. Let's go up and look at it. Look at this. It is absolutely beautiful. Now it's dry, but, oh, and we're gonna have to cover this with the rain coming in. Yeah, plans have to change. So isn't it something how, you know, you've got a schedule, you've got, you know, your to-do list for each day, and then you get a notice like that that says, whoops, rewind, stop, pause, or reevaluate. That seems to be the name of the game in the spring and in the fall here where we live. But hey, we're just going to roll with it. I am going to turn you around because I think I told y'all last week, y'all, if these acorns pop me on my head because they fallen like crazy. But remember I told you I'd cleaned up all the grow buckets, you know, all of our little planters. So let me show you what it looks like because I don't think I inserted that. So while I'm standing here walking to the greenhouse, I'll show it to y'all. It's all cleaned up because y'all remember we're going to have 2, possibly 3 rows of the mineral tubs. This is an extension to our garden. Buddy says we're probably only going to be able to do 2 rows because he's got enough material now to make a little small porch and a roof that I can sit on and get out of the sun when I'm out here working. But what I did was I just stacked all of those planters and buckets in this large tote because if y'all remember, he still has to put the shelving here. but I think this works. I did burn some holes in it so it wouldn't hold water, and it held it just fine. You know, it's out of the way, it's cleaned up, so it's going to be easier to take from there to there when we get the shelves built. While I'm out here in the garden, look at my thyme. Guys, it is popping. Now, thyme for my area is a perennial. As you can see, this one's wanting to come back. I did lose this one, but I am going to amend this bed, and I will add some more thyme because this bed is going to be easier to actually cover if we have, you know, some freezing temps, ice, snow. Well, we could see snow, I doubt it. But this is now going to become just my thyme bed. But look at this. It is absolutely gorgeous. And since we're outside, all the brassicas are doing good. The sun is laying on them. So they're a little limp, plus I did water this morning. And I do not have any more new bug bites than what we had last week on the Brussels sprouts. So I think we're good there. I do have to get the netting put on. But there again, we thought we had a window of time. We'll come over here and just do a small walkthrough before we go to the greenhouse. Y'all hear them acorns dropping? So I'm gonna go on in and get everything ready to do that jar of pepper sauce, and then I've got to go out there and start handing him more tools. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a run through, add maybe some music, and y'all can see everything that's in the greenhouse. Some's laid over, like I said, I watered, but guys, you know, each day I come out here and I look and I see the journey that we have been on, and I see food growing. That's nothing but pure blessings right there. So y'all enjoy the walk through the greenhouse. I'll go get the peppers ready and we'll whip this up because I know a lot of you have asked. It's a simple brine, but it's a good brine and it's easy. Look at all the yellow. Yep, the lemon tree is just about ready to harvest. I see one calling my name. We're in the kitchen ready to do our hot sauce. Now, there's two options you can do. I do have a small water bath canner going. I will be water bath canning these for 10 minutes. That's because I want them to be more shelf stable. You do not have to water bath can. You can actually just preserve these, set them on the counter about a week, and then refrigerate. Now, I'm not one that will just put on a shelf, you know, for long term, unless I water bath can. Now, once I open up the pepper sauce, I will then refrigerate. That's just what I found best. You don't have to, but for us, being in the South, it doesn't work well just having pepper sauce after it's been open, just sitting. I got a little bit of water. I just got through sterilizing my jars. But it's an easy brine, and like I said, you can just let it sit on the shelf a week, then put it on in the refrigerator. I prefer water bath canning for 10 minutes, okay? And the key is going to be 5% white vinegar, or you can use apple cider vinegar. I don't care for apple cider vinegar. It seems to be too tart for my liking, but you can do either or. So I'm just going to drop the camera, show you the brine, get it going on the stove, and then work on our Thai peppers. Aren't they gorgeous? Now, I don't know how many this bowl is going to make, so I have a pint and a half, 2 jars, and I might get both or I might just get one, but I like to always have an extra. So let's get our pepper sauce going. I've got 2 cups of white distilled vinegar. Make sure it's 5%. A tablespoon of sugar and a full heaping teaspoon of canning salt going in. And that's all the brine that you need. So that's 2 cups of white distilled vinegar, 5%, a heaping tablespoon of sugar, and a heaping teaspoon of canning salt. As long as it's non-iodized, you're good. And I'm just going to bring this up to a boil to dissolve the sugar and the salt. My peppers have been washed and I did dry them. And this is so easy, guys. I just take and pop the end off to expose the cavity of the pepper so that brine can soak down into the pepper. And I don't wear gloves, but if you're sensitive to capsaicin, I would go ahead and put gloves on. And that's all I'm going to do. And just fill these jars. Now, I do have my packer here because that's how I level out my jars. Now, you see I'm not cutting these peppers. Another way you can do it is to take you a small paring knife and you can run a slit down the inside of the pepper. So I'm just going to get to removing the stems and seeing how many we can get. Now you see that one broke off wrong, so I'm just going to cut the tip off. And you can also cut the tip off on all of them if you don't want to pluck it with your hand. Well, as you can see, I didn't have enough to fill up both jars. So as soon as my brine comes to a boil and I remove it from the stove, I'm going out and I'm actually going to go ahead and harvest green Thai chilies. And so we're going to have some unripened, which they will still have great flavor. So I can go ahead and utilize 2 jars. And I know that I've got extra pepper sauce. So, and I think the little bit of red floating in here, and what I might do is still a little bit more and add green to both. But as soon as that comes to a boil, I'm going to go get another bowl and harvest them, and then we'll move to the next step. Isn't that pretty? I mean, that's Christmas. Oh, I'm dropping some. So I'm going to just take my packer and I'm going to lightly mash. Of course, that's going to bring some of the oils out in these peppers. Perfect. Now, we got to get the brine in it. Y'all have seen me do this before. I will use this and debubble, and yes, some of the brine will come out, and that is fine. But look at that. Because I can always add more if need be. But I found that this works great when you're dealing with peppers. I am good there. All right. Let's see where we're at. Here we go again. And I'm wanting y'all to see the bubbles. And I am happy with that. Now I'll have to dispose of this. If I had one more jar of peppers, I would have went ahead and done it. But this is always my recipe. Sometimes I don't have enough. Most times I have too much, but I dispose of it. I've got some vinegar soaked on this paper towel. And we're just gonna get the lid on and a ring. Gorgeous. I've got them in my canner, which actually this is a pasta pot. And I've just put a rag in the bottom, even though there is a gap here where it's not directly touching on heat. When I use this for small batches, I still put a rag in. And I've got 1 inch of headspace over the jars. We'll bring it up to boil. And we're going to water bath for 10 minutes. I'm going to try and hold it up. Those turned out absolutely gorgeous. So, y'all seen me do this before. I'm going to put them to sleep. And the reason why I cover my jars is in case there is a failure. A glass was to split, crack. This holds the glass in so it doesn't scatter. My new stove worked great. Although I had to run out to the sugar shack to get some utensils. Y'all be glad when that stove gets hooked up. But I hope the rest of y'all's Sunday is great. It's a blessed one. I've got my coffee over here. I'm going to take a break. And then I've got to go out to the garage and help Buddy with the garage door. We'll explain that on another video. It's been, it didn't go as we thought it would, okay? So, a lot of modifications, but it's going to work. Safety first. So, we had to end up changing all the rails as well. So, that'll be something for him to explain. Y'all know me, I'd be a hot mess trying to explain it. So, as soon as we get that done, it's out to the garden to do the best that we can to prepare, protect the outside vegetables for if the storm comes in tomorrow, as they are suggesting that it will. So, still a lot to do, but very, very grateful. So, as always, stay safe, stay well, and God bless. And yes, I will see y'all before Thanksgiving. Bye, y'all.